Welcome to a special edition of Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey. I'm Ashley Leach, and today we're talking to Kris Newbury of the Philadelphia Flyers. Kris got his hockey career started in his hometown of Toronto, Canada. Kris came to Connecticut as a member of the New York Rangers and the Hartford Wolfpack. Kris, his wife, and their 3 children now call Connecticut home. Let's talk to Kris about his hockey career. So, can you tell me a little bit about how you got started playing hockey?
I believe it was my mom and dad. They put me in a learn to skate program, and from there I just excelled in my skating. Kind of just built me up from the age of 5 to 6 to starting to play and getting the basics down to where I am now.
How do you have ties to Connecticut? How did you end up here?
I ended up coming from Detroit, getting traded at the trade deadline. Ended up playing in the minors here. From the first week that we were here, my family loved it. We ended up staying for the summers. I grew a great relationship with Pete Azadorian, the owner of Future Fitness. And from there, I've just been training with him all summers.
So you have 3 kids that currently play. Tell me about that.
My son is in the West Hartford Squirt Wolves. He's been playing since 5 or 6, but skating at the age of 2 or 3. My daughter, she loves the game. She plays in Simsbury for the Northern Lights girls program. She's really feisty. I think she watches a little bit too much of me, and she really enjoys it as well.
How has your status as a player, like what position you play, changed over time?
Well, I started as a defenseman in minor hockey. I was a bigger kid, really thick, so I think that's why they stuck me on the blue line. And then as time developed, I seemed to stop growing, and guys spread on top of me, so I got moved to the forward position, which I think was great because I already had the defensive game kind of down by playing defense before. So started on left wing and then kind of evolved as a centerman, and that's where I am today. But I think overall, if you look at all the positions I've played, I've kind of balanced it all out where I'm a little bit versatile, and the coaches have confidence in putting me anywhere. Now,
as a center, is there any special workouts you do to get you prepared for the season?
I go into every game wanting to win every face-off. I think is key. Even if it's in the summer, if you have someone dropping pucks for you and you're just working on your timing to time when the puck hits the ice and you can win it back to your defenseman. So I think that's big. It stems back to face-offs. The quicker you can get the puck at your end, the better chance you have to win.
So you have been called up a number of times, only playing really a handful of NHL games per season. How is that take a toll on you mentally or physically?
For myself, it's not that tough. I think obviously my role changes in different teams I go to. I find in the minors I'm counted on a little bit more for scoring some goals and getting some points, helping the team win that way. But NHL level, I kind of bring my work boots, my hard hat kind of to the table and do whatever I can to help the team win without putting that pressure on myself to be the guy to put up the numbers.
So tell me a little bit about the most important thing that's ever happened to you while playing in the NHL.
The memory-wise, it would definitely be my first goal. Looking back on it, it was against one of my favorite teams growing up, which was the Bruins. The year after, Tim Thomas won the Vezina, so it was a little bit lucky. But at the same time, Chara was on the ice. I was playing with a close friend of mine, Wade Belak, in Toronto, so it's something I'm definitely going to remember. The first day you get that phone call and learn that you're going to be in the NHL and you're having your opportunity, and for me to do it in my hometown in front of my friends and family was definitely really emotional.
Do you remember your very first NHL game?
I do. It was against Washington. I remember lining up against Donald Brashear when he was still there, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking. Obviously, Ovechkin was coming into the league then and becoming a huge star, so it was a lot of fun.
What was it like to be able to skate in MSG? I mean, that place is pretty cool.
I've been fortunate enough to play in some good markets. Played in my hometown of Toronto, and then obviously playing at MSG is definitely different. It's the biggest, most popular arena in the world, and it's that way for a reason. The fans are great, the coaching staff treat me unbelievable, management, and obviously the players. Right
now, currently last season, you were at the Rangers. Now you currently were traded to the Flyers. Has it sunk in yet?
I don't think so. I was actually at home in Canada visiting some family and friends and got the phone call that I've been traded. So I kind of took it in stride, and now that it's coming closer to leave for camp, I think it's finally starting to settle in. Is
it tough to get traded from a team like the New York Rangers and have to go down to Philadelphia?
You have a lot of relationships when you're with a team for so long. I'm gonna miss the teammate aspect of it, the friendships that you built, but there's a new chapter opening up, so I'm very excited about that.
What would you like to contribute this season that you haven't maybe contributed before?
Yeah, I just like to model my game after power forward. Obviously, I'm not the tallest guy in stature, the biggest guy, but I play hard, so I'm gonna be the guy that you're gonna have to really battle to get the puck off me, or I'm gonna do the same to get it off you. So I think just everything stems for me personally from hard work.
How have you been prepared to get ready for this full season finally?
I think it's a little different, obviously, from last year, knowing that there was going to be a lockout or having a good idea. So you just put the time in training. Obviously, in the last couple of weeks, we've been skating a ton to try and get ourselves ready for camp. It's 2 or 3 days of camp, and then you get into preseason games and get right back in the flow of things, so it's fun.
If you could play with anyone in the NHL as like your line mate, who would it be?
There's probably a couple guys, obviously skill-wise, Sidney Crosby. Obviously everyone wants to be like him, not everyone can. But then you look at guys that maybe don't get as much exposure. A guy like Milan Lucic, who I look up to, plays a physical game, also has a skill level that's there. So those are a couple guys that come to mind.
What is your favorite hockey movie?
Slapshot obviously is up there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Popular bus movie, especially when you're in the minors. So I'm gonna have to go with Slapshot. It's pretty funny, good entertainment for a couple hours.
Do you have any recommendations for kids that want to be in the position one day that you are in right now?
First step is obviously you got to make the game fun. Make sure you're having fun. I've always been taught to work hard. Work hard as you can, listen to your coaches, but most of all enjoy the game. Don't burn yourself out. Summers are, hanging out with friends. Obviously you want to play some hockey and develop on your skills, but I think for the most part, just have fun.
All right, well, thank you, Kris, so much for spending today with us. It was awesome. We wish you the best of luck in Philadelphia, and we look forward to seeing you play.
Okay, thanks for having me.